Well, thanks for your time. Second, what's your name?
I'm Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Carlos, Charlie, whatever you want. Okay. So, really basic question. What's Taiko?
Taiko is like a type 1 ZK rollup. So I know for most people who don't know what a ZK rollup is, it's layer 2 scaling solution. Ethereum, a lot of usage. Sometimes when it has a lot of usage, obviously gas prices go up. Very prohibitive to use. So we're part of the scaling solution that tries to make it so that it can be more useful and the block space is available. If I was going to summarize what a ZK rollup is in general, it's something that sells block space, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we just sell additional block space.
There's already like this kind of solutions. Why do you think Taiko is different?
Well, so we go back to other solutions. We go back to side chains originally, and they're one way of doing this. There's other alt L1s, there's other ways of doing this. There's even other ZK rollups. There's other ways of doing that. They all have trade-offs. They all have compromises and good and bad things, right? Within the context of a ZK rollup or a ZK EVM, you've got 4 types. On the far left, you've got a type 1. It's the most difficult. It has the most challenges, but it is the most like Ethereum. On the other side, you got a type 4. It's optimized for the speed and the convenience of more of the developer rather than the end user. So if I have to equate them like that, I say type 1, it's best for the end user. Our job is the hardest. On the other side, you've got it's best for the developer, but maybe not for the end user the most. So I think there's actually room for all of the different scaling solutions, depending on what you want to do. But our personal belief is we like Ethereum. We want to make a scaling solution that's exactly like Ethereum. We want to sell block space that is on, just like selling additional block space on Ethereum. We won't be able, if you're a developer and you know how to work on Ethereum, I don't want you to have to learn anything to come here. I want you to be able faster, cheaper, better, identical to Ethereum, just change the RPC URL and go. That's the goal.
I, as a developer, I'm a full stack developer, so I think that that's the right mindset, like for new blockchains to be EVM compatible, because Ethereum is like the standard right now, right? Even if, for example, I'm also like a dot summa lover, like Polkadot Summa system, and even they need like an EVM compatible thing, like a Parachain or Moonbeam or Moonriver.
Of course, you look at a lot of things. Cosmos SDK has an EVM compatibility layer in the middle. And why? Well, it's because I have 16, 15 hours a day to do my thing I love, which is Web3, and I can move from one to another, but why would I move to one that takes more hours out of my day to accomplish the same goal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all this middleman thing that prevents me from writing my logic. And it's the same kind of thing as if you're going to teleport back in time and just write HTML and JavaScript directly without using a framework, and you spend all of your time setting that up without writing your business logic. If we can get rid of that and empower people to write apps, this stuff will move faster. It'll be awesome, right?
So right now, Taiko is like new, right? It's like the early stages. Why are you guys, like the team, why are you willing to see, like, for example, hackathons? You're here because you want to grow the ecosystem and the applications and development, right? So aside of just teams trying to win the bounties to have the money, like that aside, what actually do you want to see? Like, what type of applications, DeFi, NFTs?
You know, it's interesting because the founders from this come from Loopring, which is like an app-specific roll-up, right? They created the apps on it. This time we wanted to see everything that's on Ethereum. It's the same kind of thing. We have a lot of novel ideas that are only possible because we are a type 1, because it's exactly equivalent. And rather than just maybe port existing things, you could innovate the same way you could on Ethereum. Whereas I think a lot of layer 2s, it's just like, well, let's port this here, and because it's cheaper gas fees, we'll use it here, and we'll make an app-specific context for it. It'd be nice if we could just keep going across. I mean, and it's very funny because I think in the industry in general, it's always incremental innovation. Like in NFTs, you see something like OpenSea, and they make the Seaport contract, and it's great. But then you see Blur, it's just like a slight addition on top of OpenSea, and that changes it. But that small innovation changes a lot. So right now, as far as people moving to us, well, we have test nets that are live, and we test certain things, and then we take them down, iterate, and bring them back up. So it's not like we want to see someone make something last forever on us right now. We're not at that stage. We want people to use the network and maybe provide things that will help us run this network in general. Maybe not even app-specific things. We have decentralized proposing and proving, right? So you can run a proposer. I can run a prover. We can be part of the network. But maybe there's better tools to help us run those. For instance, something we're seeing right now in our network, we have a live testnet right now, the Alpha 2 testnet. We are the centralized proposer in this testnet, but you can be a decentralized prover. And one thing we've noticed is our Discord, it's crazy sometimes. People don't know, is their chain caught up? Are they proving blocks? How do they do all this stuff? If you're a developer, you can go to Block Explorer and figure it out. Something I would like to see, and something I'm actually working on right now, is a dashboard for the people running the provers. Because once you decentralize something and say you can run a prover, you can run a node, it's not enough to write the software. I don't want you to have to be some hacker guru to help us out. I want you to be able to be a guy who can download a GUI, click install, it'll go. He has a dashboard to run it. He's contributing to the network just as an enthusiast, not as someone with a skill set. He might have a job in a different field. So what I would personally like to see right now is people running in stuff that makes us a little bit more unique. We don't have a centralized sequencer. You can do decentralized operations with us. Maybe some tools around that.
Right now, what are the main problems you're facing? I don't know, maybe people that doesn't want to run the nodes or the foundation.
So some of the challenges, we have a lot of different teams, obviously. We've got the zero knowledge circuit team. I'm not part of that. I'm more of a generalist that working on everything else. And some of the things we notice are if you probably see a lot of bridges are a very important thing. You want a fast equivalent bridge. From our first test net, we had a quite slow bridge. We had a much faster bridge net, which is amazing. We still want to keep speeding that up because there's this big gap between I want to go do something and I want my bridge to happen instantly. So a lot of what we want to see right now, the challenges are, how can we optimize this bridge? How can we make it better? One of the bridges we've seen use a cross-chain Merkle proof. We're actually looking towards moving that to a zero-knowledge circuit, so it can be verified in the ZK circuit, decreasing the gas cost and increasing the speed of the bridge. It's something we're just iterating on right now. If we can get your bridge in half the time for half the gas cost, you're more likely to use our chain. These are sort of these on-ramping things we want to do. We have the community running nodes, we have the community running provers and stuff, but again, a lot of these people are just enthusiasts. They don't know what they're doing. We love those people. We want to enable these people to come help, because that means they can be part of our network. But the challenges we face are, we have a open testnet. 1,000 people come to the Discord, start running nodes immediately. They start spamming questions. What does this mean? Is my chain head caught up? What is a verified block ID? Why am I not seeing block proven events? How much hardware do I need to run a prover? Is 64 gigs of RAM enough? Yada, 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 yada. These challenges are something we learn each testnet, which has been awesome. We've run one testnet before this. So every time we iterate, we learn. And so the next testnet, we have a little bit more stuff for the community, which is maybe what I think people like me who are big nerds often fail to see is it's not just about the best tech. Sometimes the community, that outreach, that ability to get the layman inside really helps. So some stuff I'm learning personally right now, and the big challenges we can say decentralized proving, decentralized proposing, but how do we actually get you to do it?
Yeah, exactly. Onboarding for the users.
Yeah, and even if you're skilled, if you're a very skilled developer, you still shouldn't have to spend a ton of time to onboard this. That's the goal. Because, I'm a skilled developer, but I'll go use some new software and I can spend an entire day getting it up and running, right? If we can reduce that friction, then we really are decentralized. And if we can't really reduce that friction, then we're decentralized in that way.
Okay. So one last question. I know a lot of people that love Taiko. Me personally, I love the project just for the name. It's all how can people get involved, running a node, or just maybe I don't know, maybe how can they be hired? Where can they contact you?
So, one, GitHub issues. Everything is in a mono repo on our GitHub. We have a Taiko mono repo. It's got the contract for the protocol, contract for the bridge, our various front ends. It's got the relayer and Golang that actually helps process bridge transactions automatically. Event indexers, Kubernetes deployments, everything's there. We have issues. They're marked on good first issue. As well, if you want to start running a node, we have a separate repo. It's simple Taiko node is the name of the GitHub repo. This is a Docker Compose repo that boots up a prover, a proposer, a node, everything in one place. So you can just run this one command with that and you'll get boot up. It has a link to full documentation, and then you just have to input an environment variable. What's the private key of your proposer or prover, or even if you want to, it's optional. And then you can get that set up. After that, you should be good to go. Follow us on Twitter. Please join our Discord. We have about 50,000 Discord members. We have great moderators. A lot of them are just community members. So if you're actually looking to become a moderator or help in the community, we've actually hired these people straight from the community who are passionate about Taiko. We noticed that they were passionate about Taiko, offered them positions. Now they're helping people run nodes, debug stuff, run our testnet. helping them deploy contracts on our test nets. We've got a great community of people that are helping the layman get up to speed. And if you want, that's a great way to onboard, I think, is join the community, take part, and get noticed.
Okay, once again, thanks a lot.